Hello everyone, welcome back. So in previous session we added a get method and exposed this get method to return the account name and the contact count along with the error message and success. Okay, now today we will be exposing a post method and will try to create a new account. Before doing that, we will also add validations for account name and account industry field. Okay, so Postman will send us account name and industry, and in Salesforce, in the post method, we will first check if account name has a valid value and if industry has a valid value and is not blank, then only we will be creating a new account. Alright, so for that, let us add a HTTP post method and create a global static. For now, let's just add void and let's call it create account. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, we will create a new account. Okay, so simply we'll say rest request is equals to rest context dot request. Okay, and then let's add our try catch. So we will do everything inside try and we will catch the exception. Let's call it exception E. Okay, first let us try to see the code in the try block. Okay, so first what we will do, we will first try to map whatever input we are getting from the Postman side or from the client side. For that, let us first try to get the body. Okay, so we'll say string body is equals to request dot request body. Okay, you can say request body dot, let's convert that to string. We will have the body here. Okay, sorry, I'm so sorry, this is not a method, this is a static property. And then let us convert it or typecast this into a map, because in JSON you know that everything is in the key value format. So if we typecast this in map format where key is a string and value is the object, we will be able to get everything here. Okay, so we will typecast it. Okay, let's copy the same code from here. I generally avoid copy pasting because we are writing everything from scratch, but deserialize untyped, and here we will serialize the body. So whatever we are getting from Postman in the body will be converted into this map. It will be easier for us to navigate in this map. So we will, for the simplicity sake, let us get the name and industry separately. So we will be getting name as a string. So data dot get, and because we need to get it from the key, that's how you get it. So Postman will be sending us name and industry both, and we will get it like this. Okay, and then here we will do a validation. So we will say if string dot is blank name or string dot is blank industry, then what we will do, we will send the error message as name and industry are required, and we will also send the status code as a 400. Okay, so let us first add the status code. Rest context dot response dot status code is equals to 400, and then because we are returning the message, we will have to return a message. Let us try to create a wrapper for the response here. So what I'm going to do, I will create a response here. Let's say we'll create global class create account response, and inside that I'll create two variables. One is going to be public string account ID, and other one is going to be public string message. And instead of returning void, we will be returning a instance of this wrapper. Okay, so let us create the instance first. Create account response. This is error for now, so new and error dot message is going to be account name and industry both are required. Okay, and we will return this error. Alright, so this is the validation part. Now if they both are not blank, in that case what we are going to do, we will be creating the account. So let us create the account acc is equals to new account, and here inside that let us provide the value. Name is going to be name and industry is going to be industry, the variable we have got from the input from side of Postman, and then we will insert the account. And because it's a success case, we again have to create a new instance of this, and let's call it response, and this time we will send a account ID. So is going to be acc.id and response.message is going to be account created successfully. Alright, and then we will return this. Okay, so we'll say return response. So far so good. Okay, so what we did, we added a validation, and if that validation is failing, then we will send a error message, and if not, then we will send a successful response. Okay, now we will have to add the return type because currently it is void, so that is why we are getting couple of errors here. Okay, let us check the errors. Missing. Okay, just a second guys, let me check. What is the error? Extra. Okay, this is wrong. Let me save this. Let's just wait for this to get saved completely, and then we will add the response in the exception block as well. Okay, so what it is saying on line 37, missing return statement, account certificate create account response. We did add that, right? Create account response, and then here the try block. Okay, yeah, we'll have to add it in the catch block as well. Let us do that. Okay, so in the catch block as well, let's create the instance. So if everything fails here, then we will have to again send an error. Okay, and here we will first add the status code as 500 because here things will fail because of the server side exception. So we will send 500 code which is related to the server side exceptions, and then we will send an error message that something went wrong. Okay, and then maybe just add the error message, though we should not give the actual error message, but just for the sake of getting it properly we will do that. Okay, and then we will return it and we'll save it. Let's see if it works. Okay, now let's go to line number 44 and try to see where we are wrong. Okay, so this does not have a closing bracket. Let us add that and save it again. And it should be fine now. So we have created a post method and exposed it. We will let's revise what we did so far. Okay, so here in the try block we've got what we are getting from the Postman and did a validation here to check if they are not blank. If they are blank, then we will be returning an error message and we'll be returning a status code as 400. Else we will create the account and will send a successful response. And if there is an exception happens on the Apex side, then we will return a status code 500. Okay, so far so good. Let us try to go to Postman and test this functionality. So what I'm going to do, let's go to Postman. Let's get a new access token first. Okay, as this is post method, we do not need to provide any ID as such. Let's change it to post. In the body, let's provide name and let's give it sample name testing post method expose. Okay, and add a comma, and this is our API class name, account service API. Let's confirm that account service API. We do not need to tell if we are going to call get method or post method, or we do not need to provide any method name. We just need to tell that this is a post method. Automatically this particular method will be called. So let's click on send, and account created successfully. So account got created successfully means this piece of code ran and this is the response you are actually getting. So maybe just copy the ID and try to verify it here. It should have banking as an industry and account name testing post method expose as a account name. So it's a positive scenario where we were able to get the account name. Let's say if we pass or if we change the if we provide a wrong JSON, okay, then in that case it will be a 500 internal server error. You will get an error that something went wrong and unexpected end of input. So you will get an error that something went wrong on the server because it will not be able to process this. One more behavior I want to show you. Let's say you provide any additional value here, which let's say is of type. Let's say you also provided the value for type, and let's call it other, and but you do not add any processing for this type in this code, or you do not process that field. Then in that case what will happen, if you click on send, Apex will ignore this additional field and it will only map these two fields which you have provided. But because of this additional field, it will not fail the call. Okay, so this field will get ignored. Even if you have additional field on the payload, if that field has not been mapped in your custom API class, then that field will be ignored. Your API will not fail because of that. So this is what you need to remember, that if there are additional fields, they will be ignored. Okay, but if your JSON format is wrong, then you will get the server exception. Okay, now very important thing I want to show you is the behavior. The key in JSON are case sensitive. So if you send name as N as capital and try to send it, then you will get the 400 bad request, because it will treat name as a, here you are checking name as a small n. Okay, but what you are sending from JSON is N as capital, so it will treat this name as a blank value, and then this validation will fail here, and that is why you will get the error. So always remember that JSON key are case sensitive. Okay, so make sure you either do that parsing, wherever you do, you either do the capitalization or streamline here in the Apex, or you pass it in the correct key value pair. Okay, so if you pass the correct key value, it will be able to process. So what we did, we created a post request. If you pass the proper data, it will be able to create a new account. If anything goes wrong, then you will either get the server side exception or client side exception, whichever you have added here. Okay, so here you can add any code. If your client supports any additional codes, you can do that as well. If there are multiple exception type, you can add those as well. Completely it is up to you, because you have whole control on this Apex class. Okay, next session we are going to do the patch method. I'll meet you